I gotta tell you, girls got skills up in this. Good morning and happy birthday belatedly to Sash Nicole Walker. Hey, Nikki.
I know that name, Sash Nicole.
Did you know? Maybe I'm the teacher.
Sash Nicole. No, I know Sash Nicole. That girl, that name there.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds from anyway.
Okay,
happy birthday belatedly.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday belatedly, Nikki. We hope that you live to see many more. Yeah. Of course, you know, Sage, Mommy Doreen, your wonderful husband, Mark, and LJ. We love you, right? So MJ. So we love you, and from Uncle Ian and all of us, Auntie Charmaine, we love you. Hope you had a great day, and we wish for you many more. Also, happy birthday belatedly to Trevor Riley, Kingston College old boy, class of '81, and good morning to Miss Urquhart. Yeah, she watches the show.
Miss Urquhart?
Yeah, she's 92 years old.
Morning,
yes,
Miss Urquhart.
A teacher from Kingston College.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day, and she looks so wonderful. They actually honored her yesterday, along with their former PE teacher. So, you know, just like you, you know, I'm guessing years to come, the girls will be honoring you as a teacher, you know, Sir Dennis Brooks. So, good morning to all the teachers. But, guys, listen. When it comes to sports, we're in the sporting season, and this young lady has come up with a wonderful initiative that really speaks to athletes about when they hang up their spikes, what to do, what happens thereafter. And of course, when you tell track goodbye, to what can you say hello? Well, this year, former track star and sports content creator Jeanae Robinson is taking matters into her own hands with the launch of her Sports Girly Tour, aiming to equip young athletes with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed. Good morning, Sports Girly.
Good morning.
Jeanae, so you're an artist plus you're an athlete?
Well, I would just say jack of all trades.
That's it. So, Sports Girl, well, let's get to your history a little bit, because you're no stranger to track and field. No. Talk to me about your foray into athletics and what you accomplished and what led you to this point.
Well, funny enough, this all started with actually swimming. I started with swimming. Then I did dancing, recognized that when they were teaching the splits, that was not my thing.
All right.
Then I went on to track and field and kind of had this love-hate relationship until it sticked. And did that for a while through prep school, went into high school, did that, and I found that love not just with the sport, but with the stories behind the athletes. Because I recognize that when you hear the stories, it enhances what you're seeing visually.
Yes.
And for me, that's kind of what got me into wanting to start a movement like this. Also, because I did it myself, you know the mental toll, the physical toll.
You know the rigors,
yes. When you hear those stories of those athletes, trust me, it changes the perspective of how you view sports.
And that's why even earlier we were talking to Heidel, Coach Bennett, and Miss Gow. And, you know, I was appealing to corporate Jamaica and anyone who wants to help them, because then it's not easy.
It's not.
You know, we see the finale, but it's not easy what they have to go through. And since so many of us get a pleasure and a joy out of watching the athletes, let us support them as best we can so that they can accomplish. So when them win, you actually feel good, because you know what? I helped do something.
That's so true.
And not just benefit from it. So
that's so true.
Sports Girly, what is this all about? And
what are the components of
components,
the tour?
Well, I would say that this tour started, I would say, by the grace of God. I think he just put this idea into my head and he said, Jeanae, do it. I never really had a set plan. I think as time went by, it kind of fleshed itself out. But I knew that the mission was to do more in the sports space, because I have the platform. Now it's time for me to do some more, especially because I'm in the age group where I understand some of the struggles that they're going through. I'm a familiar face amongst, I would say, my cohorts. And I think they would gravitate towards me. And the talking points would target what happens after you leave high school. Also, for athletes that are in the sector right now that are doing it professionally. So the power of sports, breaking stereotypes, mental health and resilience, and branding and representation. 4 key things I think every athlete needs when they're going into the industry or whilst they are in the industry. As well as, it's not just about the athletes, their professions surrounding sports. And these are key things that I think are very important.
Okay, nice. So what, you go to schools and you take over for the day?
Yeah.
How does it work?
How
Do you speak to athletes only, or how does it work?
No, I speak to athletes, and students that want to get into the sports space, whether they want to be an analyst, whether they want to be a commentator, a marketer, lawyer, photographer. It's like a brand trip for athletes.
Do you bring specialists from different areas?
So the beauty about the tour is I have an array of ambassadors, and they're all from different sectors. So I have sports photographers, sports lawyers, marketers, professional athletes, professional footballers, and for the students to be able to see their faces and be able to liaise with them, bounce the ideas off of them, the questions, the queries. That's one thing that my ambassadors have been saying to me of recent, that the questions that they're getting from the athletes are challenging them in their field. And I think that's what we want. We want them to ask the questions they don't get to ask. Give them a voice while we have a voice to portray the information as well.
And give them some insight as well.
Yes.
The truth is, and this is true in every country, that the majority of people who aspire to the top will not get there.
Yes.
You know, there are so many times when people say, yo, remember so-and-so when it big back in that 20s, like what happened to them? You know, or that footballer who everybody thought was the biggest thing.
Baller in high school.
Yeah, they never made it.
But then if we were talking about that just last week too, that many of the names that you oftentimes hear in champs, after a while, they just disappear into oblivion, and you're like, where are they? But the things say him up on the circuit and then you just don't hear them.
You don't hear anything of them.
And sometimes, you know, funny enough, they aren't really given the space to really figure out what they want to do. So it's not that necessarily they want to stop the sport, but they don't have the tools to kind of keep them going.
Yes,
right?
The proper guidance.
And the proper guidance.
Management is where I was. Are you, you know, offering them guidance in terms of if they really want to do this, then these are the things that you need to do. Or if it's just that you're using this as a ticket to a degree, then do this. You know, I mean, how do you...
Well, the beauty about it is I give them options, because you have some athletes that want to take it professionally.
Yes.
You have some that, you know, in high school, once the coach see a talent, you come to training, and then after high school, it's that. You just did it because the coach said so.
Right.
So for them to see other options, and some of them, coaches see your talent.
Yes.
So for them to be able to recognize that there is possibilities and there are alleys out of sport that they can get. And so I show them the different variables and tell them that you have the choice to choose, but make sure you choose right. Because
so how do you choose the schools? And say, for example, the schools that aren't chosen by Sports Girly yet, how can they see or get the information about what's going on? Because I'm sure, you know, might not come to my school, but you're interested to hear what you're saying.
Right.
Well, I had selected some schools, and then as, you know, the tour started to get a little buzz, more people started to reach out. So you can reach out to thesportsgirly@gmail.com, right? I answer promptly. So you can reach out. I'm trying to go island-wide, right? Trying to get this into every crevice and crevice. I remember Manchester High actually reached out to me, and they were the second school on the tour. And when I went down there, I was pleasantly surprised.
Nice.
Those young ladies and young men are well-mannered, and they were eager to learn and to take in what we had to say. So for me, I'm open to going to any school.
How many schools have you done so far?
So 5.
Okay, very well.
Or 4. But we're going to Excelsior this week, and trust me, that's going to be an Excelsior past student link up. It's going to be exciting.
Wow, amazing. I love it. So where can we see, you know, clips or footage or get additional information and resources?
Well, you guys can follow on Instagram at the.sportsgirly, right? There's everything there that you need to know, and it would lead you to our TikTok page, all of the different platforms that we have, as well as keep you up to date with what's going on with the tour, with our ambassadors, whether they're for the athletes, whether they're performing internationally or locally. You get to see what's going on there, as well as keep up with the vibe of the Sports Girly, because trust me, it's exciting. I have a lot of fun, especially when I'm around the students, you know, kind of get a feel of back into high school a little bit. And you know, we're just off of the wing of champs, so it's going to be exciting.
Exciting days ahead. I absolutely love
like
it.
finding niches and people finding their space, you know. And everybody trying to do the same thing.
Exactly. When there's not a space at the table for you, create a table for yourself. Jeanae Robinson, founder and director of the Sports Girly Tour. And if you'd like her to come to your school, reach out to her on social media. And who knows, she might turn up pretty in pink. And of course, helping to prepare our young athletes for success on and off the track. We throw to another break, but there's much more to come right here on Sunrise.
We are champion, you are champion, we are champion, champion. From east to west, oh yes, from 8768, that's how I flex. Big game, energy, gold medal on it. On the field, on the court, champion mindset, champion mindset, champion mindset. We strong, we fit, we fast, we quick. We not back down, we born for this. Any game, any play, I with it on the top, from the whistle to the buzzer. You know we can't flop, sports girly, and we run the scene. From here to abroad is a global thing, going hard for the